Hello everybody and welcome back to the Best Ride in Planet Coaster Tournament! Last episode we saw Blackout beat Sundial and Charoplane beat Elixir Machine. Blackout vs Charoplane will be our second semi-final match. Speaking of semi-finals, that's what we're going to start with today, with Zozo vs Ironclaw. Let's look at the stats and see which ride has a better chance of making it to the grand finals. I don't think there's too much to say here. Ironclaw has had a good run, but its tournament hopes end here. It has a lower excitement and a higher fear and nausea compared to Zozo. Let's see which one of these rides has what it takes to be the first one into our grand finals match. Match 39, the first semi-finals match. Zozo vs Ironclaw. Winner of this match goes on to the championship round for a chance to win the best ride in Planet Coaster. Here we go, round one begins now. Right away, the first family goes to, I guess it's more of a group than a family, to Ironclaw. Hold on, let me just make sure I did this right. I don't want to have to redo this. That intro was good enough. Awesome. It's all good. Everything's great. The numbers, it's looking like it's pretty close, but Zozo, I feel, has a slight lead. There are a few gaps in this queue line that Zozo does not have. It's looking like Zozo is going to pull out with a lead early on. And maybe hold on to it. My prediction is still Zozo going all the way, and it's starting to look more and more that way. We're at 370 guests in the park. Yep, Zozo does have a slight lead, like I said. And it looks like, oh yeah, it's just going to build on that lead. And it looks like Ironclaw starting off weak against Zozo, which you can't do. Against the Zozo, you got to start off strong, and then continue strong, and then just be strong the whole match, because it's the freaking Zozo. Before I set the price to 0, guess what? It's at $11, and people will gladly pay that. Why? Because it's the best freaking ride ever. So far, what we've seen, and I bet you by the end of this video, we'll prove that it's the best ride ever. Yeah, I can't see it. I can't see Ironclaw coming back from this. That's a pretty hefty deficit here. And with the last families entering the park, Zozo is going to win round one. Round two, Zozo vs Ironclaw, begins now. First group to Zozo this time. Will that mean Zozo lose? Probably not, but let's find out. Oof. Oof. Oh man, this is looking even worse for Ironclaw. Big yikes. We got people pooled up here waiting to get into this queue line. There hasn't been a single break in this queue line yet. And there you go. Now we're getting breaks. Look at Ironclaw's queue. There's just breaks everywhere. This is just a constant stream of people, which is going to put Zozo way, way, way ahead of Ironclaw. Oh, man. Look at that. Just look at the points in which people are piling up here. Oof. This is a way worse round for Ironclaw. After that first round, Ironclaw was just too sad. He's having a hard time getting his head back into the game. Here I am talking like they're actually like teams of people and everything. It's freaking, they're rides in a computer game. And here I am, taking this way too seriously. Okay, well, it's looking like Ironclaw is going to lose this round too, which means Zozo might possibly be one round away. Yeah, no, I can safely call it here. We're almost at 500, and there's no way. No way Ironclaw can get back in this one. Can Ironclaw pull a reverse sweep and knock Zozo out of this tournament? Or will Zozo win one more round and move on to the grand finals? Let's find out, because Zozo wins round two. Round 3, Zozo versus Ironclaw. Ironclaw needs a miracle to come back in this one. Let's see what happens. Round 3 starts now. First group decides to like slingshot through this concrete wall and go into the Zozo queue line. Everyone else? Everyone else, they got Zozo fever. Although, it does seem more even than the previous round. I'll give Ironclaw that. I don't think it's going to be as much of a brutal round this time, but I still can't see Ironclaw winning it. Also, have I entered the park at all? I have not been looking. Remember, I'm the one who looks like a carrot Orange shirt, orange pants, green hair. Probably not. I haven't seen me since the first time I saw me. I've not been able to find myself. If I was in this park, let's face it, I would definitely be in the Zozo queue line. Because I'm on Team Zozo. Team Zozo and Team Charoplane for the grand finals. That's what I want. Yeah, I'm just don't mind me. I'm just trying to find myself in all the wrong places. Yeah, okay, now. Like I said, it is a much closer round. However, Zozo still has the lead. 477 guests in the park, 480. The rest of these guests have to get in the queue line for Ironclaw to maybe trigger the testing of the rides, but it's not happening that way. Nope, not at all. Few more guests are entering the park, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. There they go. Few more. Why am I waiting? It doesn't matter. And with that, Zozo wins, beats Ironclaw, and becomes our first ride to enter the finals. Up next is our second semifinals match, Blackout vs. Charoplane. This one should be way more interesting than the previous match. Charoplane is the underdog that battled its way to the semifinals while having excitement in the red. Blackout is a very good ride with slightly higher stats in all categories. Will Charoplane have what it takes to get to the grand finals, or will Blackout stop it and move on itself? Let's find out. Match 40, semifinals match number 2, Blackout vs. Charoplane. Honestly, I was looking more forward to this match than the previous one, mainly because I kind of just knew the Zozo was going to win. This match, I have no idea. I feel like either of these rides can take it. Blackout is a really good ride. Charoplane has proved that it's a really good ride. Let's see what happens here. Best of 5. Let the round begin. First group goes to Blackout, then Charoplane. Blackout looks like it's getting more of the right. Oh, it definitely is. I think Charoplane has finally met its match here. Oh, man. Blackout is storming right now. Wow, I thought this was going to be much closer. But it's not. This looks even more one-sided than the previous match, with the Zozo in it. Poor Charoplane. I was really rooting for Charoplane. That would have been so cool to see this thing in the finals. Semifinals, though, is still pretty good. This ride is better than most of the rides in the game. It's not better than Blackout. But, well, I mean, I'm saying this already. The round is still going, but, like, it was a pretty big deficit there. Let me continue this conversation after we're done. I'm already writing it off. Anyway, we're at 430 guests in the park. I don't feel like Charoplane's going to come back in this round. Maybe the next round? Maybe the round after that? Who knows? It really feels very similar to the previous round in terms of how far apart these queue lines are in size. Guests are still coming into the park. The fact that we aren't hitting 500 either. We're getting close, but still. Every single round the Zozo has been in, we've hit 500 guests. I'm pretty sure of it. 477. I can't see the Zozo or Charoplane coming back in this one. Jeez, that person like sprinted for the queue line. Who are you? Calm down there, blue shirt guy. Can I call it here? Or do we have to sit here? We're at 489. There's no way. Blackout wins round 1. Round 2, Blackout versus Charoplane. Will Charoplane be able to come back in this? I don't know. Let's find out. Why do I feel like I forgot to do something? 500, park's open. Rides are set to the correct things. Okay, yeah, I'm just being dumb. Right away, it's looking kind of even. It's looking better than the previous round for Charoplane. Still not good enough, though, as you can see more guests filing off towards Blackout. They all enter the park backwards because they're weirdos, even though the arrow's pointing that way. There's a group, I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, there has been a group of people who have entered this park dressed as police officers. It's like a group of 4 or 5, and they're all wearing like black shirts, black pants, and a police hat. I've seen them a couple times, and I only when I'm editing the videos I see them. I don't see them when I'm like recording. So how come they keep on entering this park for these competitions, but I don't? What gives? What gives, Planet Coaster? What gives? Anyway, whoop, that's the wrong camera. Again, Blackout has a pretty substantial lead here. I can't see Chairplane coming back now. I feel like Blackout is the superior ride, and no matter how many rounds we do, it's not nearly close enough. I feel as though the semifinals is over. I know we have one more round to do after this, but we're at 466 guests, and it's looking like a repeat of round 1 here, where Blackout's just gonna hang on to the lead. It's close, but not close enough. 470, what number did I stop at? Around 480, 490, somewhere around there? Just for consistency, I can stop around the same number. Although, as I keep saying, it doesn't matter, and waiting is just a waste of time. But I'm doing it anyway. Why? I don't know, maybe. Maybe there's some weird chance that a group of 200 people will enter the park, break my rules, and all get into the queue line for Chairplane. Not likely, but it can happen. Can happen. The last 3-4 groups have gotten to the Chairplane queue line, and there's another one. Still, see, look at this. There's no way. Even if the last 12 people get in this, there's no way. Blackout wins round 2 and is 1 round away from entering the championship round. Round 3, Blackout versus Chairplane. Chairplane, just like Ironclaw, needs a miracle to come back and win this. Let's see what happens. Right away. It's literally the same thing over and over again. Although I say that, and this might be the closest round yet. And then I say that, and actually I don't know. How many times have I said I don't know? It's the theme of this whole competition is something's happening, it looks like this, but I don't know. It is pretty even at the start here. Blackout does have a little bit of a lead. It is a lot closer than the previous rounds. As I say that, it appears that that does switch shortly after, and it looks like Blackout is going to run with it once more. And I think it's safe to start to call this one now. It's probably safe after the first round like I was doing, but I stopped myself. Chairplane is looking to fall here. And like I was saying before, it's still one of the best rides in this game, Chairplane. Looking at it, you wouldn't think it was. I don't know what it is about the ride. Maybe because the top of it looks like the carousel, and it spins like the carousel. But looking at that ride, to me, it doesn't scream one of the best rides in Planet Coaster. But it definitely is. It's in the semifinals. It beat out, how many rides? 3 rides? It beat out Genie, 360 Power, Screaminator? Was that the other one? Wait, hold on. Elixir Machine was the other one. I have the thing pulled up on my other monitor. So, if it beat Elixir Machine beat out the Screaminator, and Elixir Machine beat out Insanity, and Insanity beat out Looper. So all those rides, Chairplane would beat. Genie beat out Skywatcher and Pathos 3. So those 2 rides, Chairplane's also better than. It's better than a lot of the rides. It's probably better than a lot of the rides in the other side of the bracket as well. One of the best rides in the game. So yeah, I'm proud of it. It's for an underdog, you know, I'm gonna put this in all my parks. That's what it boils down to. And I think we can call this one here. Blackout wins round 3 and joins Zozo in the championship round. Zozo and Blackout will be the ones battling for the best ride in Planet Coaster. And now we have our grand finals match. Zozo versus Blackout. Let's look at the stats one last time. When it comes to the excitement between these 2 rides, Zozo definitely has the lead. Fear, however, goes to Blackout, which is slightly lower than Zozo's. Nausea goes back in favor of the Zozo, having slightly less than Blackout's. Let's see what happens and which ride will be the best ride in Planet Coaster. Here we have our first competitor. He may be a little guy, but every single other ride in this game is absolutely terrified of him. He is the cause of this entire tournament, and he's about to prove a point. It is the Zozo! Production's really stepping it up. And in the other corner, we have a spaceship that spins in a circle that, honestly, I didn't see going this far in this tournament, but after seeing the stats on it, I get it. I get it. It is the Blackout, or just Blackout. There's no the. I've been trying to be good about that this whole tournament. You know, not adding the thes, because none of the rides, or most of the rides don't have the in it. The Aeronauts does, the Screamator does. I think that's pretty much it. So I've been trying to be good about that. Zozo versus Blackout. The grand finals is now, and we're ready to go here. Will Zozo prove that it is the best ride in Planet Coaster, or will Blackout bring the upset of the century and beat Zozo? Let's find out. I'm on Team Zozo. I've been on Team Zozo for a while now. So I still think it's gonna win it. But let's just do this thing, and I'm just making sure now that everything is set and good to go. Here we go. Match 41, the final match. Round 1 begins now. I don't know if I'm gonna do best of 5 or best of 7. If it's close, I'll do best of 7. If it's like pretty much every other best of 5 we've done where it's 3-0, I'll just stick to best of 5. And so far, it's looking like Zozo is going to have a pretty decent lead here right at the start. There was a little bit of a break in the queue line, but there was a bigger break in Blackout's queue line, and just look at this. Look at the density of people in this. There was no breaks in this, and there's plenty of breaks in this one. As the queue lines are piling up, Zozo definitely does have a lead here. Let's look at what the guests are saying. A lot of them want the park to have a drink shop, and a food shop, and more rides, and a toilet. A lot of them want more rides. Well, I say too bad. You got 2 rides to choose from, and whew, wow. So I'm thinking this is going to be a best of 5, and I'm thinking... I'm not thinking anything. Anything can still happen. I'm not thinking the Zozo's already won this. No, that's ridiculous. I'm not thinking that at all. I'm thinking anything can happen, and it looks like Zozo is going to win round 1 here. 493 guests in the park. Yeah, we don't even need to wait for the last groups. Zozo wins round 1 of the Grand Finals. Grand Finals round 2, Zozo versus Blackout. It's not looking good for Blackout, but let's see what happens here. Round 2 begins now. And I keep on making sure that I did everything right, because for some reason, I don't think I'm doing everything right. At the start here, Blackout gets a chunk of the queue. Chunk of the guests entering the park. Oh man, was I wrong? Was I wrong to count Blackout out already? This round is definitely going to be closer. Get this park summary out of here. Huh. Well, look at that. Let's just make sure I didn't screw anything up, because it's something I'm terrified of doing. Okay, right away, Blackout does have a lead. Zozo is fighting back, though. It's going to be much closer round than the first one, let me tell you. Let me tell you that much. Blackout still with the lead. Chunk of guests is entering Zozo's pooling point now, but right back goes Blackout. Oh, man. We might have to do best of 7. Or we might have to run the rides. Oh no, don't make me run the rides. Whatever you do. 477 guests in the park. Wow. Blackout is fighting back. Uh-oh, Zozo. Is this going to be the first round Zozo loses? It might be. Oh, man. We've got ourselves a grand finals, people. The Blackout does the unthinkable. And I don't even think we need to test the rides. I'd say that's a clear Blackout win. As the last family gets into Blackout. Wow. Yeah, look, you can just, no, that's way too many more in this, yeah. Blackout does the unthinkable and takes round 2 from Zozo. We have a tied match. Round 3, Zozo versus Blackout. Grand finals. Oh boy, this is crazy. I'm excited now. I'm excited. Here we go. Round 3 begins now. It's a tied series. Zozo won the first one by a decent amount. Blackout won the second one, but it was a lot closer. Let's see what happens here. Blackout again. It seems like it's taking a chunk of the guests. Zozo is fighting back, though. This one doesn't seem as one-sided as round 2, and it's looking like Zozo is claiming more of the guests now. Oh, this is crazy. This is so exciting. Like, I do want the Zozo to win it. I'm rooting for the Zozo, but if there's one thing I'm rooting for more than the Zozo, it's a good competition. And I'm glad it's not a blowout. I thought it was going to be a blowout. We're tied right now. I thought after that first round, Zozo was going to just walk with it, but no. Not on this day. Blackout does have a slight lead here. Although, it looks like a lot more guests have entered Zozo's queue line. Oh yeah, Zozo is taking the lead. But will it be able to hold on to the lead? That is the question. It's looking like yes, as more and more of the final guests get into the Zozo's queue line. Of course, as I say that, two families get into, or two groups get into Blackout. Another group gets into Zozo. 2 more to Zozo. 10 more guests left. It's looking like Zozo's gonna win round 3. I think we're doing best. We're definitely doing best of 7s. Now that it's this close, we're doing best of 7. So each ride has to win 4 in order to move on. Or to win the whole thing. There is no moving on. This is the end. Alright, and the last groups have entered the queue lines. It's safe to say that this looks like round 2, except with Zozo having the bigger queue line. Zozo takes round 3. Round 4, Zozo, Blackout, Grand Finals. It's been back and forth. That's how I can describe this one. Zozo took round 1 with a pretty great lead. Blackout comes back, close one. Zozo takes round 3, close one. Round 4 begins now. First family goes to Blackout. Where's everyone else? Yeah, guys, way to show up on time. Jeez. It's not like I'm running a competition here or anything. Pretty even so far. It's kind of hard to say which one has the most. Zozo. Now I could say Zozo. Oh, man. Zozo's pissed. After losing round 2, I think Zozo's out for blood now, and, whew. It looks like it wants it bad. Let's see what the queue lines show. It's pretty even, and now it's not. It started off even, and then Zozo ran with it a little bit. And looking at just the amount of guests entering these queue lines, it's looking like Zozo is back into round 1 kind of form in terms of winning. It wants it. Zozo wants it bad. All eyes are on Zozo, because like I said, this whole tournament started when Zozo broke Tiny Park. And I was like, you know what? Is Zozo the best ride in this game? Let's find out. So this is all on the Zozo. So Zozo has everything to prove and everything to lose right now. However, it's looking like Zozo is not going to lose this round, as 10 more guests need to enter the park, and it has a substantial lead over Blackout. Yeah, I can call it here. There's no way Blackout's going to come back with 5 guests left. Zozo takes round 4 and is 1 round away from becoming the best ride in Planet Coaster. Round 5 of the Grand Finals. If Zozo wins, it wins the whole thing. Blackout needs to win the next 3 rounds in order to win everything. it can happen. Zozo's or Blackout's already won one round, so it can happen. Let's find out if it will. Round 5 begins now. Just making sure I did everything right. First group goes to Zozo. As we found out last round, that doesn't matter towards anything because Blackout got the first group last time, and it did not end well for it. Oh, just looking at all the people flock to Zozo. I don't want to call it so early, but this might be the last round, everybody. Just looking at these queue lines. Did I just see someone turn away? Somebody just left the park. They didn't want to ride either of these rides. Wow, it's the first time I've seen it in this competition. Or, not this in this match. It looks like there's going to be a few others. What are you people doing here? Get out. Oh, maybe I do want to ride. No, I don't. Okay, I guess we'll leave now. Friggin' idiots. What? It's looking over. It's looking like Zozo is going to win round 5 here. 471 guests in the park. As we wait for the final stragglers to enter. I don't think it matters. I think we have our winner. And, I don't think it's a surprise. What was a surprise was Blackout taking a round off Zozo in round 2. That's what the surprise was. Who saw that one coming? And even round 3 was still really close. However, rounds 1, 4, and 5 looked just like this, where Zozo had a substantial lead. I don't know what happened with those other 2 rounds, but 500 guests in the park. The last 2 groups get into the queue line for Zozo, and we have our winner. And there you have it. The best ride in Planet Coaster is the Zozo. Judging by what it did to Tiny Park, this outcome was what a lot of people were expecting and rooting for. The Zozo is the reason for this tournament existing, and with its high excitement and low fear and nausea, it proved why it was the best ride in Planet Coaster. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like and share the video if you enjoyed. They help it a lot. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in Pancake Park.